Before a single word is spoken in this courtroom, the battle lines are already drawn. A landlord walks in demanding more than $14,000, accusing her tenant of everything from property destruction to fraud, oil stains, broken screens, unpaid utilities, even claims tied to another house entirely. On paper, it sounds like a slam dunk. But in court, allegations mean nothing without proof. And that's where this case starts to unravel. What you're about to watch is a masterclass in how not to present evidence, mix exhibits, missing documentation, estimates instead of bills, and accusations that spiral far beyond what's actually in front of the judge. Judge Simpson, who clearly has no patience for chaos or speculation, begins pulling the thread. And once he does, the entire case starts coming apart piece by piece. The question isn't whether there are damages. It's whether any of this can actually be proven. And by the end of this hearing, one thing becomes painfully clear. Confidence without evidence is a dangerous thing in a courtroom. Stay with us, because the judge's reactions, the landlord's contradictions, and the tenant's calm responses turn this into a courtroom showdown you won't forget.
Why you gave them to us, first of all,
Because
but
they told me to have to give you video evidence. I needed to put it on the contract. That's what the
yeah, but why would they be returned?
because I have personal files on that. They didn't tell me that they were. I have a personal
For Pete's
photo.
sake. State your names for the record, please.
Money.
This is a landlord-tenant action. And this is for termination of tenancy. What's the basis for the termination of tenancy?
There's rent, late fees, utilities, court cost owed. And then there's exterior damages owed. And I think a total judgment request of $14,148.06.
Exterior damages.
I have photo documentation.
I understand that, but is there a lease to the premises?
Yes, sir. I had a total of 13 exhibits.
I know you have sent a bunch of things in and court then it's best to review them. They're absolutely out of context for me, but
The lease is last exhibit. So that would be exhibit 1A is the lease agreement, and then
in which document? What's particular provision regarding the damages?
the damages, you'd see that in exhibit 9. I wrote out all the damages.
But you're relying upon a lease provision regarding those items. Which lease provision are you?
Yeah, lease provision. Okay, let me find it.
This moment right here is critical. Judge Simpson isn't questioning whether damage could exist. He's questioning whether the landlord has legally connected those damages to the lease. In landlord-tenant law, you don't just list problems and assign dollar amounts. You must tie each claimed damage to a specific lease provision and then prove that the tenant violated it. That means clear photos, dates, invoices, testimony, not handwritten summaries or mixed paperwork. Notice how the landlord struggles to even locate the provisions she's relying on. That hesitation matters. Courts don't fill in gaps for you. If the judge can't quickly see where the lease supports your claim, the claim weakens instantly. This is why preparation is everything. So here's the question for you watching. If you were the judge, would you feel confident ruling on damages when the evidence isn't clearly organized, or would you already be losing patience?
Okay, with regard to the security camera that was installed, provision number 13, alterations. Tenant must not alter or modify the premises. Item number 8, occupancy. Only persons who signs the lease are supposed to be occupying the property. Number 18, repairs due to tenant's negligence. Those are the items I have here. Damage to the premises caused by tenant's negligence or their guest, or it's really hard to read in here, it's kind of dark. See item number 8, I can't read with it so dark in here. Damage to the premises caused by tenant's negligence, which are a total of $2,866. And I have printouts of that. Landlord's right of entry, number 19. She doesn't let me see the inside of the house. She doesn't even let me talk to her. Use of the premises.
Hey, I got,
Item number
Okay.
1.
Ma'am, you can stop. Ms. Lyman, what is your position on this case?
I had an opening statement. I was gonna say, when I moved in on the 5th, which is after the 1st, so the first month's rent should have been prorated. The calculation I did,
What month did you move in?
May. The calculation I did was 3,300 divided by 31 times 5. 533 off, $533 off, so that should have been $2,767. In June, I paid an extra $200 in rent. I feel as that the court costs I should not be responsible for because we have been coming to court for no reason. I didn't fraud anything. I am who I say I am. I did a background check through Rent Spree. There are no damages. The screen door is on the checklist. She knew about the locks because prior to me getting renter's insurance, I told her I was getting ADT. I'm curious about her mentioning cameras because prior to me moving in, there was already cameras put up. I do not agree on the water bill. I believe they are drafted up by her.
That they were what?
Drafted up by her because water bills are supposed to come every 3 months. Back in July, she already had a price for a water bill in August and the month haven't even started yet. After I didn't want a 3-year lease, that's when she started acting crazy. And she's been threatening and harassing me since and doing false police reports and calls.
Were you intending on calling as a witness to all of this, Ms. Anderson?
Your Honor, I have, if you look at line item number 41 on the lease, it says that she started on the 5th. That's why it has rent is due on the 4th of each month.
That answering my question. Who are you intending on calling as witness to?
I just have witness statements, sir. I
What does that mean?
have witness statements in exhibit number 4. I have,
Yeah, but that's all hearsay.
I have photos of the damages.
Who took the photos?
I did of the outside. Exhibit number 9. If you could bring it up on the,
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to figure out, are you gonna testify?
yeah, I can testify.
Let's have her sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth?
Yes,
State your name.
Lori Anderson.
Go ahead, tell the court what you want me to know.
The damages, if we look at exhibit number 9, I don't know if she could pull it up on the computer screen or see in color. But it shows the rear screen door went out, and if you look at the police report with number 2.
Ma'am, you have 1A, 1B. These exhibits haven't been marked and admitted.
There's a lot of information because I've had a long time to put it together. Okay. Exhibit 2 is the police report where the child was going in and out and broke this. It should be labeled exhibit 2.
Go ahead.
The police
Well,
report.
what I have is exhibit,
Exhibit 2,
what does it say at the top?
police report with the number 2.
That is not what I have as 2.
Can you see these exhibits to see the damages?
Show them to Ms. Lyman, please.
Thumb drives that I want to have. Thumb drives.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry.
how many sets of paperwork did you send in with numbers on them?
I sent each exhibit, like exhibit 1 and then exhibit 2 is the.
They may have two things marked as exhibit 1 from you.
Well, and then 1A,
This document you've given me has 9 on it.
That's the exhibit 9 is the pictures of the damages. Exhibit 2 is the police report. Says the officer, they saw the kid running in and out of the screen, in the police report. That screen was broken from kids running in and out. Screen, you can see before and after, the screen doesn't look like that.
On page 2, I've got oil stains.
Yeah.
That's the damage you're claiming?
Yeah, there's oil stain damages. It's
And
gonna
then
require professional
the-
remediation. Those, they're from their junkie cars that they had that I think the police had towed, somebody had towed, but they had the junkie cars in the driveway.
Then I've got, I don't even know.
Oil stains.
What?
Oil stains will require a professional remediation, and that's gonna cost $487. That can get out of the driveway.
Where are these prices you keep coming up with coming
That's
from?
the estimate that I got from a licensed
You're gonna
contractor.
have somebody testify about that?
I can get it done and bring a bill, or, he just looked at it. He's actually done work in the past, and I showed him pictures of the driveway oil stains.
Well, are they coming here to testify? I can't take hearsay.
How do I get him, do I get it done and then bring the bill back to the court?
Man, I can't advise you on what you need to do, but I don't,
That's gonna require,
stop talking. What is this usage history? Where'd this come from?
that's the usage history of Waterville. She's the,
But where did this graph come from?
from Pittsfield Township. When you go on the website for water usage, you can see where, when I owned the house.
I know how it works. then.
So I just estimated the water bills based on her daily usage rate.
So have you been billed for water that hasn't been paid?
I'm waiting on,
That's a simple question. Have you been billed for water that hasn't been paid?
yes,
How much is that bill?
that was May, for May. May water is $207.29.
I thought some of these aren't even this residence.
That's the other house that Armani lived before she lived in my house, sir. That she caused extensive damage on.
So what does that have to do with the damage to this house?
It was just showing it similar damages that are starting to occur, and I'm worried about my property, worried about what could happen to it.
These are all mixed in with this property.
The main things, sir, that you could see is driveway oil stains, your screen door, the 2-inch custom wood blinds that she runs. You could see that in the picture, and she acknowledges that.
Why do I have a Court of Appeals case?
That's the case that's the house. Remember, I was coming here for fraud because she said she lived at 9090 Arlington, and in fact, she lived at this other place. And the other place was actually being evicted, and I didn't know, and that's why I had this thing written fraud that I wanted to read to the court.
No.
It's case law. I have a summary of a case law that shows that when somebody commits fraud that.
Ma'am, you're alleging that they committed fraud. You have to prove that to the court.
Sir, she already admitted in the previous trial that she was not living at 9090 Arlington. She was living at
Do I have a transcript of that?
that trial. That was, I can get a transcript.
What relevance is that? Are you claiming here that she's not living here?
I'm claiming that the whole thing started because of fraud. She claimed that she lived at one residence that she didn't. She was actually being evicted at another residence. She caused over $75,000 worth of damage. And that's why I'm concerned. She left the water running, and I'm concerned about my property. If she does that to my property, I'm going to be ruined.
Which ones of these photos are this current residence and which ones are the other residents?
Did did they not email, because I asked them to put this up on the screen, picture 16 in color. I asked the court clerk, sir. I mean, I can show you, sir, the damages.
If you're claiming that she committed damage to the premises, you need to show me that. What I got is a package of stuff that you labeled 9, which includes water bills, includes stuff about other residents, face sheets from Court of Appeals cases. It's just a mess.
Sir, I emailed the clerk, she said that I could put on the screen. Could she pull it up? Maybe we could see it
She's
better.
not here to do your job. If you want something broadcast on the screen, what is it?
Can I show you may I approach the bench to show you?
No.
It shows the damages that I have there, the oil in the drive stain.
I see the oil in the driveway.
Screen door that's ripped out, the custom wood blinds, you can see that in the picture, I have a circle around the custom wood blinds. The locks were changed on the front door and I didn't authorize that, and that's in the lease that she's not supposed to change the locks on the door. Basement.
What if she changes the locks and then changes them back upon her move out?
Well, the problem is, the other house, she changed the locks and then she left the water running for a month and did over $75,000 worth of damage. What if she does that to my house?
Ma'am, I don't know. What if she does it to your house? Has she done that to your house?
I don't want her to. That's what I'm afraid of. I feel like I need to have access to the property for emergencies. That's why I have it in the lease. I don't want her to damage the property. This is my.
Change the locks on the premises, ma'am.
Yes, I have a Yale lock from ADT. In front door.
Let me ask you this. Will you allow her to inspect the premises?
She came July 21st and inspected the premises.
Did she go inside?
Yes, I let her in. Well, first I was in a meeting, so I didn't go to the door right away. When I went to the door, she ended up calling the police. So I closed the door, let her wait on the police. The police came, she asked, could the police come in? I told her no, because there was no reason for them to be. She was mad that I put the police in with her.
Okay. I don't know why neither of you want to answer my question. Did she go inside the house?
Yes.
Did you go inside the house?
I was not allowed in the basement or in the garage or in the master bedroom closet. And in fact, there's a picture there.
So everything, other than those 3 areas, you were in the premises.
Right, and there's a crack in the basement, sir, that has to be fixed before winter because there's water leaking in and I can't even get it fixed. She won't let me in.
Do you know what crack she's talking about in the basement, ma'am?
Yeah, it's a crack in the basement where there's no installation. It's supposed to be a spot open for the crack in the basement.
Your what?
It's a crack in the basement. The panel of installation is moved off that crack, so you can see the crack and all.
Can I show you that in the picture?
No.
Sir?
You told me that she hasn't allowed you access to the premises. She has.
No, but I only got a picture of the basement because I went outside and took a picture of the basement through the window. And I have a picture showing the insulation is all torn down.
How many rooms are in this house?
Probably 15, but she damaged the insulation in the basement.
Did I ask that? You went into the premises. You've listed out 3 spaces that you say you weren't allowed into. All of the others she allowed you to look at? And so it's the basement?
The basement, the reason why I need access to the basement is because there's a crack that I need to get.
I didn't ask why.
Yes, sir. The basement.
It's the basement?
The basement and the garage, I was not able to get in that closet.
Master bedroom, basement, master bedroom closet, basement, and what else?
Garage.
Did she not have access to those, ma'am?
No, we was on a time stretch because she wanted to wait outside for the police.
What
So,
now?
It was on a time crunch. I had to be at class and she wanted to wait half an hour for the police, so she didn't get to look at it.
Yes.
There's a crack in the basement that I need to have repaired, so I need to take a photo and have the repairman go in. Also, the insulation has been torn down. That's gonna cost about $500 to put it back up. That's part of the damage.
Did I ask that?
Sorry, sir.
So when can she get into, was there a reason why she wasn't? Yes. Is the reason why she wasn't allowed into these areas because of that, because of the time crunch?
Yeah, I had to go to school.
Can I also be allowed to take photos of damages? I mean, I don't know if she still wants to stay there or if she wants to move. She hasn't talked to me, so I
Let
don't
me
even.
just keep talking. When can she come in and look at these other spaces?
Wednesday is the 17th.
The 17th?
Yeah.
She needs to get in before then.
She needs to get in before then.
Otherwise, I'm gonna order a date.
Wednesday the 10th.
That's a week out.
Those are
Well, you have to free up a day. If I order that it occurs this Friday, what are you going to do? You're gonna have somebody else there to let her in.
sure. I really don't see the reason for her to look in my closet or in the garage, but I literally can send her a crack of the crack in the basement. So I don't know.
Inspection on September 8th, 2025. You prefer afternoon or morning, ma'am?
Afternoon.
Yes.
Can I be allowed to take photos? She wouldn't allow me to take photos last time. Damages, any damages I see?
I only worry about that only because you don't seem to know boundaries very well, Miss Anderson. But I will allow you to take photos. The inspection will occur September 8th, 1 p.m. It is to last no longer than 90 minutes. Right now, I don't necessarily, was there a security deposit paid?
Yes, but I need to know, does she want to stay or does she want to work things out? I don't know. She's not.
She's paying rent into escrow. I'm presuming she wants to stay.
She hasn't paid rent in escrow.
Yes, she has.
She didn't pay, August. She just paid July. When did you pay August?
She has paid rent into court escrow. Since the time I ordered it, she paid August and she paid September.
I just called the court and they, on Friday.
Ms. Weidling? Yeah.
She's coming.
Give me the date she's paid for escrow, please.
August 1st is the first date and September 2nd is the second date.
When she paid 3,300 in escrow each time?
Each time, yes.
Okay, she's paid escrow.
She just paid because I didn't know. I called on Friday and she had.
I don't, but they would have told you she paid August. You said she didn't pay August. She paid August.
No, on Friday, she didn't pay August. She just paid August. When I called them, they said that she hadn't paid August.
There's one on August
August
1st.
1st.
No, that's July's rent. She was late on July's rent.
Okay, I don't really care what you call it. She's paid 2 months in escrow.
Yeah, she hasn't paid.
I don't care what months, man. You told me she hasn't paid escrow, and she has.
But she didn't pay it last week when I checked, so if she paid it this week, I didn't, she just.
Last week, September would not have been due. I
No,
ordered escrow. I don't, ma'am. I ordered her to pay escrow into court. Told her she needed to pay for August. She paid August rent, August 1st, to the court escrow.
Sir, that was July rent. August 1st rent was July. She was late on July rent. When she paid August 1st, that was July rent. She just must have just paid August rent today or a couple, she just. I call the court every day and they say, no, she hasn't paid.
What did I just say? She has paid 2 months' rent into escrow. You tried to claim she hasn't paid any rent into escrow.
Oh,
She has indeed. She's deposited $6,600 into court escrow.
can that be released to me, sir?
No,
This is the turning point. The landlord insists repeatedly that the tenant hasn't paid rent. But then the court clerk confirms something that completely undercuts that claim. $6,600 has already been deposited into court escrow. Escrow changes everything. Once rent is paid into escrow by court order, it legally counts as paid, even if the landlord can't access it yet. And when Judge Simpson snaps back and corrects the record, this becomes a credibility issue, not just a misunderstanding. In court, credibility is currency. If the judge believes you're exaggerating or misstating facts, every future claim is viewed through that lens. This exchange also highlights a hard truth. Financial hardship, while real, does not override legal procedure. So ask yourself, was this confusion or was this an attempt to push a narrative that did match the facts?
not while the litigation's pending. I'll make a decision on that at some other point.
And we put water in escrow, the water bill?
I'm not going to do that. I mean, it seems to me that with her, and I don't know what the deal is, you just keep trying to take these preemptory strikes. And you also said
Before I
that
was
you
talking,
hadn't,
I was
you
talking.
also do not intervene. You also accused her of like not being the person that you dealt with. She's been here every time. And you said that to the court, and she was there when you went through the premises. So I'm unclear as to how this isn't the person and what fraud you're trying to claim she's committed. Yeah.
The fraud was on the application. She said she was living at 9090 Arlington, and in fact, she was living on Maplehurst. So that's the fraud she committed. And in fact, I have case law that says that if that fraud is used to, I can read it here. It says, I studied the case law for this. It says, fraud based on false representation. A person commits fraud by knowingly making a false statement regarding a material fact with the intent.
Ma'am, I know the law very well.
But she committed fraud on the application.
Ma'am, you have not shown me that she's committed anything at this point.
She lied on her application.
So is your conclusion, but you have not shown me anything. Ms. Anderson, let's make one thing real clear. I'm going to have this trial at some point, but just because you say something does not make it true. You have to prove it to do not raise your hand. I'm talking. Until such time as you prove it to the court, it's nothing. And just because you say it's true doesn't make it true. And that's the way this court is going to operate.
Judge Simpson delivers one of the most important courtroom lessons you'll ever hear. Saying something doesn't make it true. Fraud is one of the most serious accusations you can level against someone, and it requires evidence, not suspicion, not fear, not case law summaries pulled from the internet. The judge makes it crystal clear until proof is presented. These claims are legally meaningless. This is also where the landlord's case begins collapsing under its own weight. Mixing past tenants, other properties, hypothetical damage, and future fears does not strengthen a claim. It confuses it. Courts deal in what has happened, not what might happen. And Judge Simpson isn't just ruling on this case. He's setting boundaries. So here's a question worth thinking about. How often do people believe that being loud, emotional, or persistent is the same as being right?
Yes, now you may speak.
I submitted video evidence, in fact, 2 thumb drives I'd like returned to me, but
Ma'am, you submitted those to the court. They're not going to be returned to you. I have not even had the trial. Why would I return them to you? I don't even know why you gave them to us, first of all,
because
but
they told me to have, to give you video evidence, I needed to put it on the thumb drive. That's what the.
yes, but why would they be returned?
Because I have personal files on that. They didn't tell me that they were. I have a
Oh,
personal
for Pete's
photo.
sake.
They didn't tell me that she said I would get them back. I didn't, that one thing cost over $100. I was just,
Ma'am, you may get them back at the conclusion of this case, but the way this is going, I don't know when that's gonna be.
if she wants to live there, I'm happy with her living there. I just want to have some rules followed. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
What rules do you want followed? What?
Just fix the damages. Sir, I don't mind her living there. Just fix the damages that she's caused. I'm in for financial hardship because I can't even pay the taxes that are coming due because I'm not getting any money because it's in escrow. I can't pay my property taxes in September. I have no job. What am I supposed to do, sir? Get on the street with a tin can? I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm in financial distress.
If you want her to stay there, then stay there. Maybe you should talk to her instead of just accusing her of everything in the
But she
world.
doesn't want to talk to me. I tried to talk to her. Can't we just fix the problems, fix the driveway, fix the blinds? I'm the one struggling financially.
Ma'am, I don't know that those exist.
Sir, I can point them out on the pictures.
How much of a security deposit did you post?
Huh?
How much of a security deposit did you post?
Let's see. It was 6,000.
5,250. Sir, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my property taxes. You want me to cry? Because I'll cry. I don't know what to do.
Ma'am, you can cry if you want to. I don't know what you want me to do. Just because you cry doesn't mean you get your way. Doesn't work that way.
How do I pay my property taxes?
I don't know, ma'am. I really don't.
I could lose the house.
Need a trial date on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
Maybe in trial week. Here's what I'm gonna do. There's gonna be an inspection of the premises on September 8th, 1 p.m. That's for a maximum period of 90 minutes. Plaintiff will be entitled to take photographs of the premises, but it should not last longer than that. I would suggest, Ms. Lyman, that you may want to record and or take pictures yourself. I would also indicate that whatever it is being submitted to this paperwork, the exhibits must be submitted to the court. I want on each exhibit is to contain just one subject matter. This whole flurry of papers all stapled together about 8 different things isn't going to work. So it's going to be one subject matter per page or per exhibit if it's a multiple type of thing. And then they are to be single-sided. So if it's about the water bill, that's its own exhibit. If it's about the oil stain, that's its own exhibit. If it's about the balcony railing or ledge balcony railing, then that's another exhibit. If it's about the camera, that's the exhibit. I would further indicate to you that all right. And then I'll adjourn this trial to September 29th at 9 a.m. Any questions from the plaintiff?
There, I'm in financial hardship. Is there any way to like have this come to a conclusion? Because I can't even pay the property taxes that are due September 15th if I don't get any rent money. I'm struggling. I have no, I'm struggling. Can you have any pity on me? How do I pay this?
Ma'am, I don't know what you want me to do. You don't win just because you have financial hardship.
I know, but getting the rent is just part of paying the property taxes. If I have the rent, then I can pay the property tax. That's all, sir. I mean,
You brought her here for not paying rent.
okay, I just want this, I want to come to a conclusion. If she wants to stay.
Well, did you talk to her about it?
I want to talk to her. I want to come to a conclusion. I just want to get the repairs done. She can live there happily and I can be happy.
Okay, if she doesn't do the repairs, what are you gonna do?
Maybe she will do the repairs.
But if she doesn't do the repairs, what are you gonna do? I mean, part of the reason you have security deposit is to protect yourself from damages and other things.
Well, so you're saying just let the repairs go for now and then.
Ma'am, I have not said anything. You're the one that keeps talking, saying you want the repairs done.
Well, at least if we can do the rent and the water and the late fees and, that's, that at least help me pay the property taxes. The crack in the basement, I have to get that repaired. That's my responsibility, but I need a photo to get the guy out there to fix it. I'm willing to work with Miss Lyman together.
Ms. Lyman, are you willing to work with her at all?
I've been working with her the whole entire time. I don't know what's wrong with her. And she has a picture of the crack, so.
But they're gonna need a better picture because they're gonna have to give me an estimate before they come out to repair it. So when I go on the 8th, I can take a better picture inside of the crack. I mean, if she'll talk to me on the phone, we can work together. I don't have a problem with that. Either text.
I have a feeling that doesn't work. That's my feeling.
I want it to work.
Well, sometimes, Miss Anderson, the important thing in trying to work something out is you have to listen as well as just talk.
Maybe after this, her and I can talk. I'm willing to work things out with her.
How about you guys go do this? Give you half an hour till 4:05. Go out, sit in one of the conference rooms, try to work out what you can. Because if you want it to work out, that's fine. But, otherwise I'm going to have a trial.
Okay, we can talk. Let's talk and see what.
You get half an hour. Go out there and talk. I mean, listen to each other, talk to each other. I don't know what it's going to do, but even if in terms of the escrow money, just so that you know, you guys can do anything, agree to do anything you want, except that escrow money, I'm in control of it now. So it's not being paid out, so don't even ask about it. Ask about what the issues are and what you want her to do.
Okay.
But she's a tenant. She's not at your beck and call. Court's in recess.
All rise.
Back on the record in case of Anderson versus Lyman. All right, you guys get anywhere?
Yes, sir. I think we got somewhere.
Okay, you want to tell me what you guys did?
I told her I was willing to just accept the rent. And I should be getting the water bill for, actual water bill for June, July, August. This week. Pittsville Township will usually get it out this week for those. She said she's willing to pay that. And she said the compromise is she would pay the May water bill of $207.29. And I would eat the court costs myself. I wouldn't charge her that. I thought that was a good compromise. And then we worry about repairs later. And I would let her keep the camera, keep the door locks, and she would give me periodic access, like, we could try to see the house maybe once every 3 months or something, just to feel comfortable.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we did talk about the 3 water bill things. She did say that all the prices that she had before were estimates. And then that when she gets the real deal, she'll show me that so I can actually see that it's real. We talked about the inspection and she said if I can just show her a picture of the crack, then we can just meet in the middle and won't have to physically have an inspection. And she,
If what for the basement wall?
yes, if I can just send her a picture.
Okay.
You won't have to worry about the inspection next Monday.
Yeah, because I gotta get that repaired before winter. So the picture will help me get the contractor out there.
Okay, and you can get that over to her? Yes?
Yes.
Ma'am in the back, what is your name? Okay, let me just explain something. You two were texting each other during the court proceeding? Not tolerated. Okay, so if you have to come back, ma'am, you're not going to be entitled to have your phone with you,
No, I was reading from my notes.
ma'am. That's not what was happening. Okay, so who's gonna write this up as to what you guys agree? What is this gonna do? The case is gonna be dismissed?
That, I don't know, because I still feel like I should be able to defend my name. But,
I just want this to be over, sir. I mean, personally, I just try to get along and work it out with Miss Lyman. If she could I told her that she could keep the locks, if she could give me periodic access to look at the property, she could keep the camera, all the things I was complaining about. I'm willing to negotiate, compromise.
Ms. Lyman, what did you were trying to do what now?
I'm just showing that there's no damages. That's what I have for the pictures in the inside of the home.
Okay, then here's what we'll do. We'll cancel the inspection on the 8th. You'll send a picture. Okay? And then you guys work out, however you're gonna work it out, all of the details. And then we'll reconvene on the 29th and come up with. Because I don't know, Simon, I'm not sure what you want to have happen.
I'm just trying to clear my name on everything that is put on it. Really, just pretty much.
Clear your name on, go ahead, what were you saying?
Talking about all the false statements and stuff like that.
The exterior damage?
Just.
Well, you accused her of committing fraud, and I think that's what worries her.
Well, that was just about the prior address, which I still don't doubt, but at this point, I'm willing to let that go if it'll just let us move forward. I just want to move forward. I don't want to keep on hashing this out.
Okay, I get that, but you understand, you accuse somebody of that. And then what
I think, and Ms. Lyman, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be she wants her name cleared. That's a serious accusation that you've made that she's committing some type of fraud.
For the address?
I don't, you accused her of fraud on a number of different levels, but. All right, you guys do this. We'll reconvene on the 29th. I'll still leave it set for the trial. Figure out what you two want. If you guys could draft up some type of an agreement as to what you're going to do in terms of the periodic inspections and the like. But that would have to be part of whatever agreement there are, especially also you're gonna pay the water bill, but you're also going to eat the cost of the filing of this case.
That was her to pay May water bill.
Well, she kept telling me that the water bills are estimated, so I want to see that it's actually a real water
You
bill.
want the, go ahead, yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the deal. May is higher because the May is an estimate, but the June, July, August will all be actual. So I asked her, I said, given that May is an estimate of 207.29, would you be willing to pay that? And then I will eat the court cost of 183.59. I thought that was a fair compromise. And I thought she agreed to that.
She was in. But the May bill only includes water usage during the month of May?
Yeah, 27 days. And that was an estimate. And that's why I said, okay, I admit that's an estimate because it's done every 3 months. If you would be willing to accept the estimate.
By
the end of this hearing, the picture is clear. The landlord entered court seeking over $14,000 in damages but failed to present organized, admissible, and property-specific evidence. Judge Simpson rejected speculative claims, refused to release escrow funds, and ordered structure where chaos once ruled. One exhibit per issue, proper documentation, and a clear inspection process. The tenant, meanwhile, successfully demonstrated escrow compliance, disputed unsupported damages, and pushed back against unproven fraud allegations. The broader takeaway? Courts are not emotional referees. They are evidence-driven forums. Preparation wins cases. Organization matters. And accusations without proof can backfire fast. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns just like this one.